Good morning, everybody. So it is January 2024. We survived last year, 2023, or as I like to call it, 2020 Part 3, because let's face it, the last 4 years are just one big blur. Doing a little something different this year. Since I just started doing the book reviews and stuff last year, I've obviously been doing the author interviews for a couple years now. But I thought I'd take a look at what I am most interested in seeing in the next year. The farther we get out, obviously, the less information is about what books are going to drop. So right now, I'm only looking through September. Obviously, as more books come out, more information comes out. This list may change. But at this moment in time, and please remember, I'm also only doing one book per month, so there are a lot of books that would get mentioned on here, but are not just because somebody beat them out. All right. So it's January. What am I looking forward to that's coming out this January? I am looking for The Famine Witch by Stephen Black. Give you a little synopsis here. So basically, it is 1847. We're in Ireland. The Great Hunger is going on, and there is a serial killer running around called the Bloody Hands. And then also there is a shipwreck, or is it a shipwreck? There's a ship that limps into port. I don't know if they actually said it was wrecked, but we've also got malevolent presidents called the Black Lady, and our protagonists are unwitting pawns in the fight between these two. Obviously, we got some magic going on, and it just sounds super interesting. Plus, I really like Ireland. I know I haven't been there yet, but my wife's been without me because that's love. But yeah, she keeps telling me we're going next year, so we'll see what happens. But anyhow, that's coming out in January. Definitely going to be giving that one a try. What do we got for February? February, I am looking forward to The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I don't have all of these memorized, so bear with me. In Daratana's greatest mansion, a high imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances, when a tree erupted from his body. As they do. Even here at the Empire's borders, where contagions abound in the blood of Leviathans work strange magical changes, it's a death both terrifying and impossible. Assigned to investigate is Anna Delabra, I apologize if I mispronounce anything, a detective whose reputation for brilliance is matched only by her eccentricities. Rumor has it that she wears a blindfold at all times and that she could solve impossible cases without even stepping outside the walls of her home. So that is what I'm looking for. Sounds a little bit like Sherlock Holmes in a little magic thrown in. Not a bad thing. March, what's coming out in March? March, I've got The Skinless Man Counts to 5 and Other Tales of the Macabre from Paul Jessup. That is a collection of short stories, but Paul Jessup likes to write horror when he's not designing video games. So I'm going to give this one a shot. I do like horror, and when it comes to horror, I feel like horror especially is one of those genres that definitely lends itself to short stories better than some of the other ones. So April, I'm going to be checking out Mal Goes to War. Humans are fighting again. Go figure. As a free AI, Mal finds the war between the modded and augmented Federals and the puritanical humanists about as interesting as the battle between rival anthills. He's not above scouting the battlefield for salvage, though. And when the humanists abruptly cut off access to infospace, he finds himself trapped in the body of a cyborg mercenary and responsible for the safety of the modded girls she died protecting. It's going to be a good year for Edward Ashton. He's not only got this book dropping in April, but about a week beforehand, and I hope I don't get the names mixed up, he had a book called Mickey 7, which was turned into a movie called Mickey 17. I think I've got that right, not the other way around. And that's dropping, like I said, the week beforehand. I think Robert Pattinson's the main character in that movie. So yeah, he's going to have a busy week that week. All right. What do we got coming up in May? The One Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Step into a city where monsters feast on human emotions, knights split their souls to make their weapons, and witches always take more than they give. Pain is Dimitri's calling. To slay the monsters he's been raised to kill, he had to split his soul in half to make a sword from his own spine. That sounds painful. Every time he draws it, he gets blood on his hands. Pain is Allah's inheritance. And I apologize if I mispronounce any names. When her mother died, a family curse to witness horrors committed by the Holy Order was passed on to her. The curse will claim her life as it did her mother unless she can find a cure. So basically, Dimitri comes to Allah with a bargain. She helps him find a legendary witch, and he exchanges to her an enchanted flower that just might cure her. Apparently that flower's got 1 day to live, though, so they're on a time crunch. Going to be checking that one out. June. I did get to June, right? Yeah, it's June. June, I'm looking for Incidents Around the House by Josh Mellerman. To 8-year-old Bella, her family is her world. There's Mommy, Daddo, and Grandma Ruth, but there's also Other Mommy, a malevolent entity who asks her every day, "Can I go inside your heart?" That's as far as I'm going to go into that one. I think you already know I'm going to read it. I thought about stopping around here, but I got a couple other ones that I just got to mention. The Sky on Fire by Jen Lyons is coming out. Enter a world ruled by dragons, a daring new fantasy heist adventure. It will thrill fans of Tamara, Fourth Wing, and the Dragon Riders of Pern, which was a series that I liked. So I'm going to be giving this one a try. Obviously, I loved her Chorus of Dragon series. Anarod lives only for survival, forging her own way through the harsh jungles of the deep with her Titan Drake by her side. Even when an adventuring party saves her from capture by a local warlord, she is eager to return to her solitary life. So I'm going to be checking that one out in July. August, we've got The Mercy of Gods by James S.A. Corey. The Carracks, part Empire, part Hive, have waged wars of conquest for centuries, destroying or enslaving species from across the galaxy. Now they are facing a great and deathless enemy. The key to their survival may rest with the humans of Anjin. Caught up in academic intrigue and affairs of the heart, Dafydd Alcor is pleased just to be an assistant to brilliant scientists and a celebrated research team. Then the Carrack ships descend, decimating the human population and taking the best and brightest of Anjin society away to serve on the Carrack's homeworld, and Dafydd is swept along with them. So, again, I may not be pronouncing any of these names correctly. And then we're going to cut it off in September. Like I said, last 3 months, there's not a whole lot of information out. This one I don't even have a book cover for. I don't even know what this is going to look like, but it is The Scarlet Throne by Amy Liao. It's book 1 in the False God trilogy. Brynza is a living goddess chosen by the gods to dispense both mercy and punishment from her place on the Scarlet Throne, but her reign hides a deadly secret. Rather than channeling the wisdom of an immortal deity, she harbors a demon. They hooked me with that right there. I've got to give that one a check out. Anyhow, like I said, that is it. That's what I'm looking forward to at the moment coming up. There are obviously a bunch of books, especially coming out at the beginning of the year, that I'm also looking forward to, but I decided to limit this list to just one. And there are probably going to be more books coming out. We're going to get more and more information as the year goes on. And, there's going to be some other books that may, jump in here or there. And obviously, I'm not taking October, November, and December off. We'll be reading something then, too. I just don't have a lot of information on what's coming out yet. Hopefully you can find something that you'll enjoy, and as I read these, although some of them may end up in a TBR pile, so I don't know when I'll read these, but as I read these, we'll also go ahead and plop out a review and see what everybody thinks. All right, have a good year.